Hello, and welcome to a guide by Rcore Gamer. We will be going over how to use Gray Fox as main DPS in the Nola, Void Piercer, and Gray Fox comp. Whether you are here, want to know how Gray Fox as main DPS works, or just seeing the Azarada raid clear, or Gato and I duo it, I got you covered. You might be asking why Gray Fox over Void Piercer for main DPS? And honestly, it kind of just boils down to what content and boss you are facing. From my experience, both of them trade places for best damage depending on what you are facing. Now for Gray Fox, there is two primary rotations I like to use, and it really only depends if you are using the Relic, Overdrive Shot or not. While Overdrive Shot is the stronger relic, it not only has to be timed for best use, but has upkeep in longer forms of content. You can replace Overdrive Shot with Bubble Gun, Triple Mask, or Bioelectric Control Rifle, but just know that Bubble Gun does have its own upkeep as well. Ideally though, you pair any four of these relics with Buff Dealer. Now onto the main advancement and how her rotation plays out. The primary advancement for Grey Fox is her A1, which is as follows. Under the Witch of Time state, and when the Witch's key is in the main slot, gain an additional 1 stack of power scale every second. After using Magic Transmutation, which is her skill, apply additional reverse tide effect to the hit target for 12 seconds, stacking it up to 1 time. While Reverse Tide is active, the Wanderer recovers HP equal to the number of nearby targets affected by Reverse Tide times 80% of attack every 1 second. This means that by the time you finish her main attack combo, Glacial Surge, you will have 12 power scale stacks. Without this advancement then, you will need to do a few more auto attacks until you reach the full 12 power stacks. This is so you can consume all 12 stacks for maximum benefit with her hold attack. Now, while the remaining advancements don't change her rotation at all, I do want to call out her A5, which goes increase healing by 15%. For every 12 power scale stacks consumed, gain 1 stack of exemption privilege. When taking lethal damage, consume 1 stack to prevent the lethal effect and recover 15% of max HP, stacking up to 4 times. When Benediction Resonance is active, exemption privilege can be additionally granted to nearby teammates. This advancement does give a lot of survival, but the main reason I mention it is because of the slight variation between both rotations. Mainly that Gray Fox's sub-skill, Sub-Zero Beam, will consume a dose of Overdrive Shot, which we do not want. So we avoid using her sub-skill with Overdrive Shot as to extend out the buff duration. What does this mean with her A5? Well, after using her sub-skill, you can immediately use her whole attack to consume the 12 power stacks you just gained and gain a stack of exemption privilege. So by avoiding using her sub-skill, we slightly reduce how often we gain these stacks. I do not think this slight decrease in survival really makes a difference in most cases, but still worth a mention. Now onto the rotation. I am assuming A6 for all weapons, so slight adjustment may need to be made depending on your setup, but most of it should be the same. First, I will start off with the rotation that does not use Overdrive Shot. I use Triple Mask in the Azarada raid, as it does give an increase to movement speed. First, you start off with Nola skill. Remember to use Buff Dealer when you start combat. Then go into your attack chain, Wind Rider. Now, when you come to the end of this chain, I recommend using her whole attack, Twin Slashes, and then back to Wind Rider almost immediately. As soon as her sub-skill, Flash Rider, procs, use it. Once Flash Rider completes, use Void Piercer's Discharge, Void Annihilation, while at the same time using her skill, Void Pursuit. And to make it easier, have Void Pursuit equipped, as to you'll only need to tap the skill and not hold it. Once Void Piercer's skill applies the buff, go ahead and discharge cancel into Gray Fox. Next, you follow up with Gray Fox's skill, Magic Transmutation. Make sure though that you fully land on the ground after her skill, before you start her attack chain, Glacial Surge. Once you complete this chain, go into her whole attack, Stagnant Stream. Now, if you were in the air instead of doing her whole attack, you end up doing her plunge attack, so it's best to wait a split second to land before attacking. Her hold attack will proc her sub-skill Sub-Zero Beam. Go ahead and use it, followed by another hold attack. Afterwards, you just rinse and repeat her attack chain, followed by a hold attack until Nola's skill is off a cooldown. Then you just discharge cancel back into Nola and repeat the process. Now for her Overdrive Shot rotation. For most of this rotation is the same except once we get to Gray Fox. Like the other rotation, we cancel her discharge but immediately use Overdrive Shot. Afterwards, you use her Magic Transmutation skill. Then we wait a moment for Fox to land on the ground and start her attack chain, Glacial Surge, followed by her hold attack Stagnant Stream. Now her subskill will proc, and if you've done everything right, you should only have 4 doses of Overdrive Shot left, which is what we want. If for some reason you have 5 doses of Overdrive Shot, then you can use her subskill, else skip it and continue her attack chain and hold attack combo. Now, Nola's skill cooldown does come up a little bit early, so we will avoid using the last Stagnant Stream and discharge cancel back into Nola. After this is just rinse and repeat while avoiding the usage of Fox's subskill. Don't forget to reapply Overdrive Shot on Grey Fox once it comes back off of cooldown. That is about it for Grey Fox as main DPS. Have fun using her, and I'll end the video with my 230 Parse for both of the rotations along with the move info for you guys to check out. Take care.